Hello, YouTube family. Greg D here, back with another DCUO video. And today I wanted to talk about, let's call it a review on the new mega event and the let's call it the state of DCUO regarding no test server, the new artifact, like all that stuff. Uh, we talked about in a in my review of the new episode itself kind of about this, and I've seen Multiverse post a video on this. I've seen Obsidian Chill post a video recently on this stuff, so I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents. As far as like the mega event idea itself, I love the idea. I don't like, and I've mentioned this in some of my most recent live streams, but if you've missed those, you didn't watch those, I like the idea of the campaign, this like ongoing event all year, whatever. Clearly, the new development team, has got. But let's face it, they pretty much love these things. They love the um, consistent events, whether it was like Outsider Ops, and now they're making the seasonal events part of this too, and all of that stuff. The one thing that I don't like about this whole event thing is now don't get me wrong, I like the fact that like you've got to grind it out, over the course of 10, 20, however many days, and then you get a reward. So I think that's a great idea. um, the fact that you can earn something a little extra for putting the time in is a great idea. They should keep doing that. I don't like the fact that now everything they do is monetized, meaning they're trying to make money and nickel and dime us for everything. So, and I think, and I've mentioned this before in other videos, I feel like it takes away from the grind a little bit, especially for us players who have been playing this game for a long time or since day one, like me. Having the opportunity to come down here and just buy it out. I mean, literally, if you're a brand new player, essentially you don't give the new player any incentive to learn the game, to figure out how to play the game, to figure out what works best for them. You can literally just, if you've got, three, four, $500, sure, I can purchase that. I can purchase all the crowns for the new event, or for episode 48, or for episode 47, and not have to, really put any effort in. And I think that takes away from the game. Now, I'm someone, as most of you guys know, I'm always open to suggestion. I'm a student. I love learning about the game. I do love this game. I would never want to see it, crash and burn and or ever go away. Um, I've likened DCUO to a cockroach. The nuclear apocalypse could happen, and DCUO will survive it somehow, some way. It's literally like a cockroach. and but I just think that, again, it takes away from especially because they're really harping on trying to bring the casual gamer in and new gamers to the game itself. But I feel like monetizing everything just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't. And I will say that if they're going to give us rewards for grinding essentially until, let's face it, if each one of these events is a month long, we're going to be going till Christmas time. So I would say that if you're going to make us grind for that long, all of these rewards should be given to us. Not just one, all four. But again, they're so preoccupied, so want to monetize everything, that it sucks. And I'm not complaining that we get one of these things, because I mean, these are decent rewards, not gonna lie. But again, if you're putting that much time to grind it out, if you need 20 days to complete a patrol, essentially, and you're going to make us do that 4 times and wait until essentially Christmas time, we should get all of these rewards. Um, and another thing that makes me mad, and I know Obsidian Chill really harped on this too in his video, is the no test server thing. Kind of, you're missing out there too, devs, because essentially what happens is you can have YouTubers, and because if you only have a particular percentage of, whether it be like the development team or the player base that can access test server, you miss out on hyping up whatever you're going to be releasing, whether that be a new artifact, whether that be a new episode or DLC or content, whatever the fuck they want to call it at this point. But someone like, Obsidian Chill, who does take the time to get on test server and test things out, and then we'll make a video and then kind of show where the stats are, and like how does this artifact compared to this artifact, and you miss out on the opportunity for, and we're talking channels, DCUO channels that are bigger than mine. I'm only, I'm just under 6,000 subscribers. Obsidian Chill's got 25,000. Multiverse has got, over 33,000. So you miss out on a huge opportunity to like really hype these things up. And then once people see it, oh, once I hit, 200 with this artifact, I could replace this artifact with this. You really miss a huge opportunity to get the player, especially, I think especially the players who haven't played in a year, 2 years, 5 years, and they see that video. Maybe they've been thinking about coming back to the game. They see that video and they're like, oh, well, this is a great, new artifact. You have to get it. You got to try it. You miss out on all that hype. You miss out on those players wanting to come out and try those things. I don't know. Maybe this sounds like I'm complaining, but I think this is just more of my constructive criticism, because I don't feel like everything that the new development team is wrong, but I feel like you're missing out on a huge opportunity to, bring back old players, get new players. You're missing out on the opportunity to have players involved in the game, grind things out. Again, having everything monetized just kind of I'm kind of lost for words, and I know I'm rambling, but it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. You should have test server. You should be able to have that medium to get player feedback, because if you're not listening to your player base, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? So I feel like you need that avenue to get player feedback, to have these new things in test server, whether it be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Let people play, give them the opportunity to give you feedback, so that you make your player base happy. And then when your player base is happy, maybe that does give you the opportunity to make more money. Do you ever think about that? Again, just some constructive criticism. One last thing that I will mention here is I really wish that for these patrols and this campaign, and I mentioned this in one of my live streams too, is instead of doing episode 45, 46, 47, 48, those are obviously the last 4 episodes previous to Day of Reckoning, right? Those are the last 4 DLCs. I feel like you missed out on an opportunity as well. You should have made it older content, because if you had more incentives, whether it be feats, styles, skill points, revisiting old content that maybe players haven't played in several years. We've been playing. This is the content that, a huge portion of the fan base has been playing for what, the last 2 years now, 2.5 years. So I feel like you missed an opportunity to have revisited some of the older content, and even when they do the double source mark events or weeks, a lot of times they do the most recent episodes. I mean, maybe they do like episode 44, maybe they do episode 45, but again, you're so focused and so preoccupied with the content that has come out for 2 years. You're not incentivizing anybody to go play the old stuff at all. The old stuff is still there, especially new players. Again, that can go back to them learning the game, learning the mechanics, learning what works best for them, getting old styles that maybe they didn't have before. getting feats for skill points that they didn't have before. I really, really think they missed the mark. I mean, if it were me, you could have gone back to those um, longer story arcs with like the lanterns. You could have made them the lantern episodes. You could have made them the halls of power episodes. You could have gone back to Age of Justice, Earth 3, riddled with crime. You could have gone back to New Genesis, that kind of stuff. So again, I don't think that everything they're doing is bad, and I like the fact that we're getting events, we're getting things to do that keep us um, involved in the game. Instead of just literally playing the same DLC content for 4 or 5 months, however long it takes them to come out with stuff. But I just feel like they need to pivot a little bit. Don't make everything about play to win and monetization, because that is annoying. You're missing out on players actually learning the game, especially since you harp so much on getting new players into the game. Um, and again, you need to give people motivation to play some of the old stuff. I mean, I'm someone who, and most of you guys will know this, I'm someone who has wanted to go back and get some of the old feats, whether it be styles or emblems or time capsule feats. I've been really trying to focus in on that kind of thing, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm just some random dude on the internet who loves playing this game and will never stop making videos based on this game. But again, much like the new DLC, I think they're so close yet so far with how the game is evolving and changing. And I think that there's no communication on the forums really. I feel like they're not taking player feedback seriously. Again, just some constructive criticism. I'm not saying that I hate the game or that I'm going to stop playing, but I just feel like with a little tweaks, with a couple tweaks, you could really, really make a big difference in this game. So um, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Am I totally off base here? What do you like? What don't you like? Let me know. Don't forget that we are also on the road to 10,000 subscribers here, and I need your help. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, see you soon.